Good evening. A judge ordered an end to the encampment, which has been in place for the past 2 months.
Police warned they would move in to remove anyone who defied that order. CTV's Raheem Ladani joins us live tonight. Raheem, that 6 p.m. deadline is here. The encampment is cleared, but the protest continues.
Michelle and Nathan, good evening. You're absolutely right. Yes, the encampment has fully been clear. There are no longer any tents inside King's College Circle. All of the demonstrators who have been there for more than 2 months have also cleared, but the protest, as you mentioned, continued. All of the demonstrators, they made their way west on College Street. We are now on St. George Street, and that is where all of the protesters have now made their way north. They continue to march and say that while the encampment is over, their fight for justice continues.
USC, you will see.
A final stand ahead of the deadline to clear their encampment from the University of Toronto grounds. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators rallying alongside supporters, including members of the Ontario Federation of Labour.
I share your sense of disappointment that the court upheld the university's request for an injunction. And I share your sense of anger and disappointment of the university's hypocrisy.
Throughout the day, demonstrators have been packing up their belongings, wheeling out supplies and removing garbage bags after a judge ordered an end to the encampment. Rectangular patches of grass stick out where nearly 200 tents stood for the past 2 months inside King's College Circle.
As students, as human beings, it is our duty to stand up and demand that institutions like the University of Toronto, that they're demanding they're not complicit and that they do not profit off of genocide.
Today, we are departing from the People's Circle for Palestine, earlier than the 6 p.m. deadline set by the court. We refuse to give the Toronto Police Service any opportunity to brutalize us, as they have done repeatedly.
A copy of the court-approved injunction sways on the outside of the encampment. On Tuesday, the court ruled that while there is no evidence that demonstrators have incited violence or were anti-Semitic, the university should have control over what happens on its property. The decision puts an end to overnight camping and blocking access to university property. But Justice Marcus Cohen also said the single most important factor in that analysis is that the injunction will continue to allow the protesters to demonstrate throughout the campus.
We are here because we are outraged at the ongoing genocide in Palestine. We refuse to stand idly by while our tuition money is invested in weapons manufacturing companies that kill Palestinian women, children, men, and people.
UFT continues to maintain that claims it has investments in companies that are profiting from Israel's offensive in Gaza are false. Meanwhile, those who have been demonstrating on campus since May 2nd vow to continue their fight for Palestine well beyond the encampment. And so, as I mentioned, we are here on St. George Street. Demonstrators are making their way north. There has not been any violence that we've seen. Special constables are here in their cruisers. They are also following the procession of demonstrators. We were told earlier that Toronto police would enforce this court injunction. There, of course, is a police presence, not a heavy one. We did not see a real interaction between demonstrators and themselves. Demonstrators said they wanted to be very clear that they wanted to be gone before the 6 p.m. Deadline so that there was no interaction. Reporting live, I'm Raheem Ladani. Nathan and Michelle, I'll send it back to you.